Guys, it's Kate and I am here today with another art journal. So I pulled out a few different papers that I have. I got this from a Hobby Lobby paper pack, and these pieces actually came from a Dollar Tree paper pack, and so I picked a few that I thought might go well together. And this has been pre-painted. I like to pre-paint my pages with craft paint just to get a coating down on them, but it's going to look very different than this when it's done. So let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to start adding my papers, and I'm going to take my scissors and just trim off this little edge where it had like the print marks on it from some print job where it apparently didn't work out. I kind of like this. We're getting sort of close to Christmas, and this is really cute and Christmassy. I might actually use those in some other Christmassy projects, but for now, I'm going to go with some florals. And I really like this. I enjoyed this paper pack so far from Hobby Lobby. It's got different die cuts in it. It's actually this pack right here. And these are the designs that are in it. And I've used a few so far, but it's been kind of fun going through these and picking out some to play with. So I've got my handy dandy glue stick, and let's get started putting some papers on here. Okay, so I'm kind of looking around to see how I want things to go, and I would really like, I think, to maybe do something like that. What do you think? I don't know. We'll see. And then I also have this green one here. And let's see what happens with this. That might just work. And maybe I'll put this one right down that corner. What do you think? I actually really like this background with it too, weirdly. I think that looks pretty cool. This might show through a little bit in the final piece, so we'll see. But I think I'm going to actually go with this. So let me start gluing down my papers. And we'll start with the background first. And I like using the glue stick just because you don't have to wait for everything to dry. Now I'm going to use some gesso and stuff on this, but the glue stick makes things pretty nice. It'd be helpful if I took off the lid. I tell you what, collage is so intimidating, but at the same time, I really like it. But I'm always afraid I'm gonna put my papers down wrong or something like that. And I mean, honestly, who cares? Because you can always paint over it, right? But I don't think about that at the time. Okay. I'm going to end up having to, actually, why don't I do this? Because I want it to go all the way up, but I didn't want it to not be even at the edge of the page. So we'll do that. Nice. Okay, now how did I want to do this? What do we think of that? I kind of like that. And it covers everything. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's get the rest of this glue on here. And this is just a sketchbook. It's got sort of thinner, I mean, it's heavier than, you know, your copy paper, but it's not as thick as cardstock, but it holds up really well, especially with collage on it. I really enjoy it. Okay. Let's do that. And then this. And I really like getting these collage papers that are so reasonably priced. I've enjoyed going to the Dollar Tree to get papers, and they're fun to use, but I also have a box of hand-painted paper scraps that I use too. So honestly, you can use anything. And actually, there's even royalty-free images online. You don't have to buy even like the images. You don't have to buy them. You can find free images, copyright-free images online to use for collage. And actually, one of my first collages, I think it might have been my first video ever on YouTube, I used an old postcard that I had that I'm pretty sure is not covered by copyright anymore. So there's always options. I am a big fan of doing things for as low cost as possible and still, you know, getting the best quality you can. So there's things I'll spend more on, but if there's a way for me to get things at a reasonable cost or make it myself or get it for free, I am all for it. And I think I have finally gone through about all of that glue stick. Okay. Let's do this. Nice. I really like this background. I don't know if I want to cover up a whole lot of that. I enjoy that a lot. Okay, so let's get some gesso on here. So I'm going to grab it from my cup, well, my little container thing that I have over to the side. I have those utility carts. I love them. Oh my gosh. You can get them at Michael's or Amazon or anything. They're just incredible. Okay, so I'm going to grab my brush here. And it's kind of a big brush. We'll see how this works. I like seeing that color poke through from the background. Let's get some color down here. And just quiet this down a little bit. I'm not gonna do too much on this one just because I actually really like the patterns, but I still want my centerpiece to really stand out. So I am gonna just go over this a bit with some gesso. And I might go over a little bit of this picture too. Yeah. Like that. This looks pretty good to me. And rinse my brush and get all that extra off of there. Okay. What should we do next? Okay, I got off camera real quick, and this has been a few minutes, so it's dry, but I had a really thin coat of the gesso on anyway. But I have these clear stamps from the Dollar Tree, so this is actually going to be my first time trying these. And I have a couple of distressing. So I'm thinking of using a couple of these little flowers to kind of repeat the floral in the middle on just some areas around here before I go in with some more color. And I don't want it to be really dark. So I was kind of looking at these two inks, and I might try the gray first and just see how it goes. And if it's too dark, I can always use more gesso and put it over it or something like that. But I'm also going to do a scrap piece of paper and maybe even dab off some of the stamp. But we'll see how it looks. So I have used a couple of different stamps from Dollar Tree now, and I have really liked them. Now, some of these are kind of hard to get off the paper, but once you get them off, they work fine. So let's see how this looks. I'm going to grab just a scrap piece of paper here and see how dark that is. Actually, let me just put it down. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, that's not bad. Let me check this blue. Boy, I kind of like the blue too. Maybe we'll go with the gray for now, and we'll see. Okay. I'm going to put this just right here in the center. And I'm just going to kind of go in with some flowers. Okay. And I'm going to do one other one. Let's see. Let's do this one. Okay. Let's see how that turns out. I don't want to overdo it. So I've got this yellow woody pencil. So I'm going to go around the outside of some of these. I'm actually going to highlight a little bit where I have the paper edges. And I really like how this is water soluble and it will break down pretty easily with water and spread a bit. So I'm just kind of highlighting around some of my paper edges here, just like that. And I might also just put a little bit in here to highlight this too. Okay, and I'm going to grab my brush with just a little bit of water. I'm blotting it off to the side, but I'm just coming in to move this around a bit, just like this. And I like that a lot. Let me add a little bit more moisture. I love how pigmented these woodies are. It's kind of crazy. And it's just really nice to work with. What do you think? I like that. Let's see what else we've got in the... I've also got these King Art. These are gel sticks. I don't like them as much. They work great over gesso, so I'm kind of hoping there's enough gesso on here to make a difference. But on plain paper, they really leave that really obvious crayon mark. So, I mean, if you're into that, or I mean, in some ways, or sometimes you might really like that. So it just depends, I guess. But let me see what this looks like. That's a little bit bright. And this is the beauty of having scrap paper. But you know, I had really liked that pink in the background. Maybe I'll add just a little bit of a pink or purple. Let me see what else. What do you think? I don't know if I'm in love with any of those, but let's try it out. Maybe... How can you make a choice? I just don't know. Wonder. That's the one. All right. I'm just going to go right in with the brush and not draw with it. What do you think? Are we tying it together? That works for me. You know, honestly, I don't think I want to put anything else on this. I actually really like how it looks. The busyness and the patterns is in the background enough for this to pop, plus everything kind of points to it. I really like how this turned out. And that pink, I'm glad I didn't draw directly on the page. I think that would have been way too strong, but just going on it with the brush, that was just what I liked. So thank goodness for scrap pieces of paper, because you can compare right away. And this turned out really nice, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this today with me. I hope that you guys really get cracking on some collage, because I am really loving it. So until next time, keep creating.